Hi guys, it's Night Fear, and I am here to do my TBR part 3 for the Queers Gone By readathon. Now I will have part 4 and part 5 TBRs later on today. I know I was going to do 5 TBR and 5 wrap-up, but I think it'll be easier for me if I can kind of mix these books up a little bit. I am still going to be doing the wrap-ups in the group of 5 because I want to keep them with their person. So I will be doing the wrap-ups like that, but just because I'm trying to get the books from the library, and it's just easier to do it this way. And I want to share them before I read them. So, yes, you just have to kind of deal with me, but there's still going to be videos, just 5 for this one. Okay, so this one is the picks from Molly at Buy Bookish Babe. That's her blog, and all that is linked in the original video from Kathy. So if you want to, I will put my playlist down below, and if you're curious about any of these people that I'm talking about, you can go to her video, and then she has all of the links down in hers, because it's just it's very confusing and difficult sometimes for me to find the links. So, but I will link that playlist down below, and that way you can find anything that you might need. Okay, so for her first person, she chose Sophia Jex Blake. And she was a doctor, I believe. And so the very first prompt is to read a book written or set during 1840 to 1912, because that is when Sophia lived. As always, they always do that beginning prompt, which I think is cool. And for this one, I picked A Great and Terrible Beauty by Libba Bray. I have never read a Libba Bray book, so this is kind of exciting. But this one is about a girl who has been living in India and going to school there, and something happens, and she ends up having to go back to London. And, of course, London, you know, prim, proper, and everything, and that's just not the girl that she is. But also there's a supernatural element to this. I haven't read too deep into the synopsis, so I'm not sure what the supernatural element is, and I don't want to know. I want to find out with her. And so, yeah, that's this. And don't you just love that cover? I just love that stunning cover. Just love it. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's the one I chose for this one. The second is to read a book about let me get onto the right thing here. Read a book about female doctor scientist. She was actually the first practicing female doctor in Scotland, and one of the first in UK and Ireland. So that's really cool. So for this one, I picked The Final Six by Alexandra Monaire. And this is about, and it is a girl, but there is a girl and her friend, who I believe is a guy, and they are competing to go to the moon, one of Jupiter's moons. And so she's kind of in the scientist realm, and it sounds really interesting. And I've heard a couple people really like this book, and so I really was curious, and when I saw my library had it, I thought, oh, perfect chance to read this book, and perfect fit for this challenge. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, the third is to read a book set in London or Edinburgh, and these are the locations where Sophia founded 2 medical schools for women, and at this time there were no schools that trained women. And so for this one, I decided to pick a book set in London, and I wanted to read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but I thought I'd put a twist, and it's by Robert Louis Stevenson, and this particular graphic novel is retold by Carl Bowen. And so this is the story of the strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. which I have never read. So, and like I said, it's a graphic novel. It's short, it's thin, and these pages are absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I basically know what the story is, but I've never read it. So, yeah. So I thought this was a perfect, and it's in London. So, yeah, perfect time. Don't you love that cover? Isn't that amazing? Just love that. Okay. And actually, I haven't read Frankenstein either, and I'm trying to find a good prompt to, because my library has the graphic novel Frankenstein too. So I'm planning on doing that for that. So, yeah. Okay, so the next one is to read a book exploring rejection or perseverance. And this one, she applied to the University of Edinburgh in 1869, but she was rejected on the grounds that the university could not make the necessary arrangements in the interest of one lady. So, yeah. And this is when the Edinburgh 7 was formed. I'm not sure what that is. I'm thinking maybe it has something to do with doctors and women or a university or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I chose to read The Love and Lies of Roxana Ali by Sabina Khan, I think is how you pronounce her name. Now this one I had on hold from my library, but unfortunately I'm still on hold, and so I'm reading it, or not reading it, but I'm listening to it through Scribd, because Scribd has it. So yeah, I'm liking the audiobook, but I really wish I had the physical, because I really think this is one of those that I'd really like to read on my own. But at this point, I just want to hear the story. So yeah. And I have already started this. I'm like 2 hours in an 8-hour audiobook. So I have already started this. But this fits this challenge because she is a 17-year-old who is living in the United States, but her parents are not from here. And I cannot remember where her parents are from. But she is Muslim, and she's also gay. So, yeah. And her parents don't know. And so she's trying to deal with being Muslim, being gay, being a teenager, trying to figure out how to, and she has a girlfriend, and trying to figure out how to balance everything and not letting her parents find out, because, of course, she's afraid of what her parents are going to do. And so, yeah. So I thought this was the perfect time. And in my wrap up, the last time I talked about books or my social life, Sajid, this is another one that he recommended. Told you, he's got all the books. I'm telling you, go check out his channel. Amazing guy. And he's so sassy and funny, and he's amazing. And he recommends the best books. But yeah, I'm liking this one so far. So yeah, I thought this would be the perfect time to read this book. Okay, and the last one is to read a book about a female friendship or support system, and that is that she was one of the original Edinburgh 7. So yeah, and for that one, now this is going to be weird, because I've said on here several times that I don't like sexy books, and I don't like those kind of books, but I have this feeling that this is not going to be as bad as what it sounds. But I picked Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows by Bali Kaur Jaswal. And this is set in London, and this is about a girl who, well, she's not a girl, she's like 22. But she decides to take a job as teaching creative writing to Punjabi widows. And they're thinking they're going to learn English. And so one of them brings in this book, erotic story book, and I guess then they start telling their own stories, and so yeah, it goes on from there. And then the police find out, the moral police find out, and threaten to expose this group of women. So yeah, I just think this is really cool, and I really love Indian stories. I don't know, India just fascinates me. I don't know why, but I love to watch movies from there or with characters. I don't know why. I just love it. So I was happy to find this book. And like I said, I'm thinking that it's not going to be as bad as it sounds, but we'll see. I'll let you know. So, but these are the next ones that I'm going to be reading, and these are for Sophia Jex. It's Jex Blake. So I'm not sure how you pronounce the middle name. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you're getting some cool suggestions on books that maybe you'll like to read for videos or whatever. And please remember to always be kind to one another, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!